I need that. Carly!
Meatloaf!
Meatloaf!
Damn it, woman!
We've got big bones! We've got big bones! We've got big bones! Nasty big bones!
Welcome to Rawdawgers Sportscast. I am Sean Watson.
I'm Ryan Kessler.
They call me Banner.
Oh, that's right. I didn't give you the 1-2.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Go with it. I know, guys. It's been a minute since we got the last pod in.
Yeah.
Of course, we were pretty busy week before Christmas or after Christmas, leading into New Year's and all that stuff. How'd it go?
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
Good Christmas. Good New Year's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I got
take
sure-
some time off
I
work.
got sick
Yeah.
as fuck, so.
Yeah,
that was
me
great.
too.
Same.
Yeah, I actually cracked a rib because I've been coughing so hard.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I wish it was actually a better story than that. Like I bought my wife this sexy 90 and then all of a sudden she just came and had her way with me.
Fucking knee in the ribs.
But it's much simpler than that.
It's almost the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, it really is.
It actually is. It actually
So
is.
much sadder of a story.
Don't think we were bringing you New Year's joy.
No, we weren't. I mean,
Alright.
but you know, she did.
Sorry,
She got to see the ball drop.
I'm
I mean,
okay.
the ball drop.
Alright, I woke up on New Year's with my hand in my pants, so.
Nice.
Nice.
Got your resolution started early.
I did too, but I thought Rebels was going to make that kick. My hand immediately got out of there.
That is wild that it was.
It was
So-
like
I
right.
So
simultaneously like, boom, 12
Yeah.
o'clock midnight, and then kick. And I'm just like, he kicked it like 4 seconds after fucking
Right.
midnight. That's insane.
So, just a little backstory. So, I was actually celebrating Christmas, kind of a tradition on my mother's side. Both my brothers are there. It was down in back home and stuff. So, but this year it happened to land on New Year's Eve. So, my brother, the other brother, loved playing sports, hate watching sports. So they have like no TV to watch the game, and of course the Ohio State game was on. So another friend of theirs was there. He's like, "Hey, I'll just get YouTube TV because I mean they have a smart TV and had a Roku and all that stuff." So we hooked it up, got that going. Their 10-year-old daughter, they decided that she was going to turn it over to the ball right before Ruggles lined up to kick, and we couldn't get it back right away.
Oh.
So then I'm firing up my phone and I'm trying to watch Gamecast. It's just so pissed.
Oh.
Like I was gonna actually change the outcome of the kick.
yeah.
Dude, that whole game, I didn't think it was that they were going to lose. They just looked better than Georgia.
They did.
It looked like the TCU Michigan game. Like, refs kept trying to get Michigan. Let's let Michigan win. And TCU would just out edge them every fucking time. And that didn't happen for Ohio State at all. It went the opposite.
Well,
I was
we're already
confounded
going
by
down.
the
Hey,
game.
we're
Yeah,
already.
let's
Let's go and start with the
there.
college
Yeah,
because you know
yeah.
we're already kind of going down that road. I had to throw that little anecdote in there, but I mean OSU 41, Georgia 42. Like I said, New Year's Eve, the ball dropping, and then the ball went way left.
No faith in the kick at all.
No,
From the start of it.
you know, and part of
That
it
was
is
what? It was a pretty deep
50-yarder.
one. Yeah.
50-yarder.
College, unless you got Nuge back there.
You know, and it's
He
in
kicked what, like 41 yarder
yeah,
earlier?
it's in a dome.
He barely made it.
Yeah.
At 41.
Yeah.
And you could tell they fucking iced him and he
Oh,
was
yeah.
shitting a brick.
Well, actually, no, I didn't because actually.
Oh,
yeah.
You couldn't tell,
Fucking
actually.
TV got turned over to Ryan Seacrest. I'm like, I can watch his balls every year.
You go from the game to Carson Daly.
Yeah, I know. Jesus.
Ryan Seacrest.
Anyway, but so I mean, what do we think about this game? OSU they needed another touchdown. They really
did
needed it,
everything they could have done.
or they did not. They shouldn't have let the defense score. You know, and I know we were kind of texting back and forth. I mean, all that in the fourth quarter. I mean, of course, you know, just the Georgia fans. Well, you gave up the 14 points, or whoever, the Buckeye haters, you gave up the 14 points. But and I agree. But you shouldn't rely on your kicker, especially a college kicker from 50 yards.
That whole game to the fourth quarter was Ohio State. Like,
It was.
Stetson Bennett couldn't do anything.
No.
and they just kept getting bailed out, call after call. If we score a touchdown there instead of a field goal on the Harrison hit,
Yeah.
that's game over.
Well, let's get into that a little bit. I know everybody's kind of been pounding, either you believe that's targeting or that's not targeting.
What's the definition of targeting?
Well, actually,
reading with the crown of the helmet
well, I've actually brought
to the
this
head or
up.
neck area.
Yeah, we're,
He literally,
Right.
that's exactly what happened.
right. So even Ryan Day said it after that, and he said, if it wasn't targeting, how did he sustain a concussion?
Yeah.
Because that's basically what kept him out of the game.
That's the point of
And-
targeting,
and
is
it-
to
yeah.
remove that from the game.
Right. Right. So it's definitely I mean,
And how many times in big bowl games have we got fucked on targeting calls that were not even close?
right.
Like
Joey
Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hits a guy in the chest with his helmet.
Yes.
And it's targeting.
Right.
And of course, the counter argument.
And they reviewed it, so it's like, how do you fuck it up twice?
Right. And then on top of that, and I wanted to bring that YouTube clip up there too.
It does suck, man. They blew me away in the way they came out and played.
They kept going, and then the shit happened. Which one? The first one was the Harrison, right? So okay, that happens. We're still up. What?
Was 38-24 at that point?
I remember we should have been up 18, and then we went up 14 because we didn't score a touchdown.
Okay, so it was 35-24, and then they ended up kicking a field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I remember even Ryan Day said it. If we get to 45, we're gonna win. And they got to 41, got robbed of 4 points, and here we are.
So the NCAA's definition of targeting means that a player takes aim at an opponent for purposes of attacking with forcible contact that goes beyond making a legal tackle or a legal block or playing the ball. So, and then it gives...
Was not playing the ball.
Not playing the ball at all.
Yeah, he was not playing the ball. Launch a player leaving his feet to attack an opponent by an upward and forward thrust of the body to make forcible contact in the head or neck area.
Back into the left.
Right, back into the left. Yes, that's great. A crouch followed by an upward and forward thrust to attack with forcible contact at the head or neck area, even though one or both feet are still on the ground.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
So everybody that's, the argument is, well, it was a good hit, he led with his shoulder, but that's not the point. It was a defenseless receiver. So, and that's the other part of targeting, that it gets basically instant.
Yeah, you can't fucking load your shoulder into somebody's helmet.
Well, how
Yeah.
does he get a concussion if it's not target? I don't understand.
Well, that's the thing, and basically,
There's a million tackles every game that people don't get concussions.
and without trying to criticize the refs, Day kind of brought that up at the press conference. He's like, "Oh, I don't know how it wasn't targeting."
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That's
first and
how did
goal
he
from
not
the
get
half
hit?
yard line.
How did he not get hit in the head or the neck area, and he sustained a concussion?
Yeah, like we, instead of getting the penalty, now we have lost a player and don't get the penalty.
Correct.
Like,
and that
we
was
got double fucked.
fourth down.
yeah. It
So
was
that
third
was,
down.
or
So
third
then it became
was it
fourth
third?
down.
Yeah, that's right. Because then we
It should have been
we
first
ended
and
up taking a
goal
field
from
goal.
like the
That's
half
right.
yard line.
That's right. Yep, and then of course
Dude,
And then the Bowers first down.
the Bowers first
That's not
down,
a
and
first
I've
down.
seen after pictures of that. But my problem with that one is that, and I think you brought this up when we were texting back and forth, was it was during the game, the flat or the no call was there, Ohio State's ball. Then it hold them just funny, just cut to commercial.
Yeah.
We come back, and all of a sudden it's Georgia's ball.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to show
They
the
didn't say
plays.
anything
They're trying to
about
show
it.
the angles, but there's no angle there that's turning that play over to me.
No.
No.
Like, at what point are you out of bounds? Your body can just be totally floating, and you can score a touchdown essentially because you never came down.
Well, and my point was this, and I texted you on that too. So when you go and you score a touchdown, if that ball and you're floating and it's outside the pylon, that's not a touchdown.
No.
So how was that
Yeah.
a fourth down goal to
Should
game?
be treated exactly the same.
And yeah, and you have to overturn a call, so you have to have
The ball,
That's the biggest thing to me is you have to be able to
right.
show.
If it was called that
The
way on
ball by the
field,
time it
then that's
made-
one thing.
the
Right.
ball by the time it made the line to gain, his whole upper body was out of bounds.
Right.
By the time the ball got that far
Right.
forward, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You'll never explain it to me in a way that it
Right.
makes sense.
And then on top of this one, then of course we have, and I know we sound like total OSU homers here, but I mean you have the Kirby Smart timeout. Was the timeout called, on the 4th down fake
He
punt.
definitely was over there.
He was definitely over there, and they were showing it.
I don't hate that one as much.
I don't, but what I would have wanted to
Because he can say timeout, and it's a timeout. It's
Correct.
already locked in. Whenever the official decides to blow the whistle is on him.
Oh, okay.
He's over there.
Gotcha.
You could see him live.
Oh, I could, yes, I
He
saw that
walks
too.
over there, timeout, timeout, timeout. He's quiet for half a second, and then does the physical timeout. Whether the ref heard him or not,
Right.
That's one I don't care as much about at all.
So,
But it's
Just a
Right.
culmination of shit.
to call
Yeah.
a timeout in the 4th quarter when your team is down
right.
on a punt. I don't
Right.
think that's ever happened. A coach has
Yeah.
never done that.
Well, and they're saying that the booth saw that the guy wasn't lined up directly, from the snapper,
Yeah.
and that's what triggered. They called down to Kirby Smart and
that's
said,
bullshit.
"Call the timeout, call
That's
the timeout." So I don't know. I mean, I would have liked to have actually heard the audio of the whistle, like have a split,
I saw a
screen
split
with the
screen.
play. Did you see it? 'Cause
I
didn't
saw a
see
split
it.
screen that showed, it was like a wide angle, showed Kirby Smart in the background walking to the ref as they're lining up. He kind of says something, pauses, and then right as the snap's going does the
Okay.
timeout.
Okay.
But
But the
whatever
thing
he
is-
could have said before,
They-
it is what it
It's
is.
still when the whistle is though, unless the ref wants to.
See, that's not what
Oh.
I heard. What I heard,
See, I
what
wasn't
they
sure
You,
what
explained-
you can yell timeout.
well, no,
If they don't give it to you, they don't
but
give
the
it to
ref can hear it, and whenever he's not just going to automatically blow his whistle. It's going to take time.
you. Right.
It's
So
just like
that's his decision. Though.
yeah, but they decided he called it, so that one I'm less mad about.
Yeah.
The other two are absolutely
The other two,
bullshit.
especially the targeting.
Yeah.
I mean, the targeting, and just like you said, we lost a player, plus we lost an opportunity to score a touchdown there, which essentially
Yeah.
would have put that game away.
It would have.
I really believe it would have
We
put
would
that
have
game
been
away.
up 18
Yeah. Yeah.
with what 11 minutes to go, something like that. That's game over.
I mean, I think
Especially with how Stetson Bennett had been playing, he didn't look good at
No,
all.
he did not look
They just kept bailing him out, and
Yeah.
then he finally got going.
right.
And it's our defense is what it is. We've known it all year.
And then you got to figure this too, and I have to give some props today. And I know I've been kind of down on him, especially after that Michigan just romping. But do you figure we were out in Jigba, Stover went out, Harrison Jr. went out, Trevion Henderson went out. All those guys were out, and we still
Henderson
should have won that game.
Henderson didn't even play.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He didn't go out. I'm sorry. He was out for the game. That's what I meant to say. So you got all
It's
those. I
weird.
mean, I think he played. I really do think he called a good game. Now, the fact that do we just not have the guys we need? What I think we're really missing on that defense is I think we're missing some of those DBs, the guys that are going to make the NFL.
Well,
when
that-
you're
that
talking
in the
about
front, that in the front four, I
yeah.
don't think it's.
Well, your edge rushers aren't there, but I also think there was the time where we had Denzel Ward and Marshawn Lattimore, in the same secondary.
Well, what helps those guys out too is having Nick and Joey Bosa up front.
That too.
Chase
Oh,
Young.
absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that makes it a lot better for your secondary. So
Did you guys see all these fucking Ohio State players in the transfer portal like immediately after that game?
no, I haven't. I haven't heard anything about it.
I've seen like 3 corners, a wide receiver, running back. Like,
Really?
hopefully they're getting money to keep guys down there because
No, I haven't heard anything about it. So
I think that game is about the best game we could have played.
Yeah.
It just
yeah,
didn't go our way. Like
Right.
you could tell, it's literally the same exact thing. They were trying to do it to Michigan to get them back in the game, which Michigan got fucked on a call. That's
they
a
did.
touchdown.
We're gonna get into that.
But the whole game, they just ticky-tacky little things here and there
Mhm.
just to get, and TCU outlasted it. Ohio
Yeah.
State just didn't outlast it.
That's right.
They caught us. And it's Georgia. They should.
dude, if we would play, and if we played TCU, we're beating.
It was bringing up remnants of our last championship where we beat Bama, and
Right.
then we go to play Oregon, who just isn't even a matchup at all.
No,
Right.
no.
That's exactly what was on pace to happen.
we killed those teams though. I mean, Zeke ran. I don't know how many yards he had on Alabama.
That
Okay,
Alabama
we-
game was close the whole game.
we-
It was, but I mean, as far as even like his rushing though.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, he
we
was killing.
score a touchdown instead of a field goal there. At
Oh,
that
yeah.
point, we're beating the shit out of Georgia.
Oh yeah, I
Going into
agree.
the fourth
I
quarter.
absolutely agree.
It
It's
could've
almost
been
like
the same
you just
way.
wanted. You could taste that touchdown because you knew what we needed,
Yeah.
but we never could get there. It's like we could never get off the field. We could never just get it.
Well, the whole game was like stuff just kept happening. I'm like, okay, we're gonna win this fucking game.
Well, that
This
was
is
like
awesome.
shit kept happening, and like boom, we score again. Boom,
Yeah.
we score. It's like, God damn, dude.
Yeah.
So, getting into that Michigan game, of course, Michigan lost to 51-45 to TCU.
What was the score at half? Wasn't it like 20-3 or something?
Oh yeah, TCU I think was way up.
21
I think
to
something like that.
3 or
21 to 3.
So, of course,
They
you
beat
have
the shit out of
Shoot out to do.
the biggest play probably. There's two big plays here. The non-targeting call, which was absolutely, if there is a definition of targeting, that's the definition
Yeah.
of targeting in that game.
Yeah.
And how that didn't
Dude,
get
at this
called.
point, just take the fucking rule out if you're
You
not.
might as well. And Joel Klatt, we'll put that video up for you. I mean, he kind
Was
of
that the play, the one to the tight end?
The
the targeting.
There was a big play to their tight end that either didn't count for TCU. It was like a 30-yard
This was actually
pass.
against Michigan, where Michigan should have got a targeting penalty.
Okay.
The TCU
that might be
player
what I'm
target,
thinking
yeah.
of then.
Yeah, but so,
Yeah, Michigan just dug himself a hole. They played a shit.
They got
first
outplayed
half.
the whole game.
Yeah.
Really. Except at half.
right.
need to fix it.
Oh, is that the Joe Klatt?
Yeah. So I was gonna play this for you guys.
Officiating in college football is broken, and we really need to fix it. And maybe more importantly, or specifically, replay is broken. Replay is oh man, it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating to do a game as a broadcaster and watch replay fumble around for way too long to get a call wrong that is clear on video. It is frustrating that there is not a more coherent national standard for every single officiating base. And the bottom line is as great as those games were on Saturday, part of me hates the fact that officiating played such a huge part in it. If they leave the targeting call on Georgia against Marvin Harrison Jr., does that change the outcome of the game? Probably. And then in the Michigan game, there is no way that you can overturn that touchdown. There's just not. There was not anywhere close to indisputable video evidence to overturn that touchdown. Like you can't do that. You're not there to re-officiate the play.
We talked about
They
it.
fumbled the snap.
We talked about it like as the play happened. I'm like, hey, fuck Michigan, but they just got hosed.
Yeah, they did.
And then
They
they
did.
lose the ball. Like that's
Immediately.
So the other one though is
And I mean, Joel Klatt said it right. People love to say officiating doesn't decide games, and it definitely does.
absolutely
Definitely does.
Sure it does. I mean, and just like Will win the High State game, just the amount of whether the calls were right or they weren't right, the fact that they were so heavily favored over to Georgia.
Oh, well, the worst part is they were called right, and
Yeah.
then reversed
Right.
after replay. They
Correct.
didn't show. All the replay showed is that it was the right call,
Right.
and then they fucking reversed them.
Right.
Insane.
Yeah. Anyway, the other thing though, I really have a real problem with this too. So, that vaunted Michigan defense giving up 263 yards rushing.
Fucking TCU.
Yeah, and one touchdown to Amari Demercado, 17 for 150, and then 2 to Max Duggan. What do you guys think about Max Duggan?
He's Andy Dalton with bigger arms.
Okay,
He was not going to be.
not gonna be another.
No.
No.
He's
I mean,
I have him at quarterback 6 in this draft, and I don't see much out of him.
no.
He's a tough kid.
He's tough. I mean, that's the part I like about him is the fact that it's how tough he is.
Yeah.
At least, but that's only gets you
Colton
so
Cole's
far.
pretty tough too.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, true.
Didn't really go anywhere.
Then J.J. McCarthy, but he threw 2 pick sixes, not one,
Yeah.
but 2. And the way I look at it is Michigan was they're lucky to even be in this game as late as they were. Now, granted,
But still, final score.
they had they had that touchdown. It probably should have been a touchdown.
Yeah. They
But-
easily could have won that game.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, they could have.
But down the stretch, they had a lot of shit going their way to get them back in the game.
Correct. Correct.
What should come of the TCU Michigan game isn't just that Michigan got fucked. Like, there was horrible calls to keep Michigan in the game too.
Right.
So it's the same scenario as the Ohio State Georgia game, except Michigan didn't overcome their favored calls, and Georgia did.
So J.J. McCarthy, though, I did kind of like this. So he had his press conference in, and he like, did you see this? Yeah.
Showed you that an upstart program belongs on the field with a blue blood program such as yourselves.
You know, all credit to them. They won the game in the 60 minutes that was played, and you know, they're a good football team. No matter what it is, they got the win, and fought our hearts out. There's a lot of things that we could have done better. Can't wait to watch the tape, but we'll be back, and I promise that.
We'll stay here on the left, front row.
To fall behind by 18.
A little scary for next year.
Yeah, it is.
Because their defense is still going to be good.
I'm sure he'll be better. It's college.
It definitely will be. But I'm just saying, they are coming back as a more complete team than
Also,
all the top
hear
5
that
teams.
Harbaugh's probably gone.
Yeah, he's going to go to the NFL.
So I was gonna get into that with other college news. Jim Harbaugh, he had a meeting this past week with the Panthers.
He's going to the Broncos.
And the Broncos and the Colts also want him. So
He played there.
I mean, where do you think is his best place to go?
Broncos.
Yeah. If he can talk to Russ.
That's right.
Well, I think Mark and I were talking about this last night too, and I said, and
It can't be that broken.
Russ
can't be that bad.
No,
There's no way
that's
he's
what
that bad.
that's what I was talking to Mark about last night. Russ can't be that bad.
There's
He
no
can't
way.
have those kind of years in Seattle. Pete Carroll's the defensive guy. So was it a mix of Nathaniel Hackett not using Russ appropriately, or was it Russ just eating too many dangerous sandwiches? I mean, I have no idea.
Maybe Nathaniel Hackett just got a Madden playbook.
Yeah, he could. The technical
All verts.
all verts. I mean, it's hard for me to believe, but I agree with you. You already have a pretty good established defense there. You got a franchise quarterback there, where I think the Panthers are. I think the Panthers defense is pretty good. I don't know with their draft stock. I don't know if Harbaugh would really want to start brand new with a rookie quarterback.
The only thing with Denver though is does he want to deal with the cringe?
Yeah, that's true.
It's
true.
Okay, so you have Russell Wilson, and Harbaugh's right behind him in cringe.
I know. That's
Well, that's true.
He'll probably
That's
love
true.
Russ.
That's true.
That
They'll
is
be
true.
over there picking their noses.
I guess they
together.
are the same type of
They
cringe.
really are.
That's true. Could be a
They could just make
match
songs
made in
together.
heaven.
Wait,
Are they both up at the podium saying "Let's ride"?
yeah.
Let's ride.
Jeez. Yeah,
I
I mean,
can see their commercial now.
Oh.
It's like, hey Jim, you got some new khakis. You ready to ride? And he just looks, let's ride.
let's ride. Or he's throwing a dangerous Subway sandwich across the Subway restaurant. Jim's catching it in his mouth. I mean,
Like
it's-
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, exactly like the Gilmore. Yeah, I mean, just. So we're saying definitely that. Definitely Denver. That would be your pick for
I
him.
would say so.
I would say
I mean-
Denver, Indy, then Carolina.
See, I would
Because
probably.
Carolina's not bad enough to get a good.
I would probably
quarterback
say
in
the
draft.
Colts next, and he's got the history with the Colts.
Yeah.
The Colts are still just now the offensive line dropped off quite a bit considerably this year. I don't know
Yeah,
exactly
Jeff
what their
Saturday's
injuries.
coaching now. He's not the center.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. But I still think though that they're a quarterback away. They're kind of a quarterback away,
Which,
and they
I
have
mean,
been.
what?
Derek Carr.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's their next fucking
That's-
retiree
yeah,
quarterback.
that would
they're
make
gonna go
sense.
get.
Yeah, Derek Carter's going there.
Putting in a fucking retirement home
Right.
class of quarterbacks. That's all I do.
So he's not like 50.
The other big news, it's kind of been hasn't really been out there much in the media this week, and I just happened to stumble across this story.
Yeah, you have this on there. I don't know anything about this.
I didn't either until just like the other day, and I saw this and I started researching it. But apparently, there's been some kind of sex scandal at LSU.
Nice.
So over
Chip Kelly's got it.
he does.
Well, you're sending that shit in the messenger, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on in sports this week?"
Right. Well, that's why I prefaced it and say, "Hey, I'm just sending some videos, getting them loaded up to to go." So, but yeah, there's so apparently what happened was there's a player. His name is Keyshawn Boutte.
Of course it is.
Of course it's Boutte. Yeah. So it's wide receiver for LSU. So apparently the rumor was that there was three male coaches, and this girl, Destiny Wilson, who was a campus athletic recruiter.
She sounds dirty.
Yeah, she does. Just that name.
Yeah.
We'll put the picture
I
up
think
here.
I love her.
Yeah.
I
So
think she
anyway,
loves me for
over
Christ.
SEC championship weekend, that it got leaked out on Instagram that this sex party was going down.
Nice.
Yes, Brian
Sex party.
Yeah, sex party. I mean, I call that an orgy.
Nice.
And I call it a train. Is what I call it. Okay. Booty has the caboose. Yeah, I mean, but so apparently the player already decided that he was going to come back to LSU, and he made the announcement. Then all of a sudden, before the Citrus Bowl, they played Purdue. He decided that he was going to forego and change his mind and go to
Get the fuck out of there.
NFL draft. And then Brian Kelly was asked about this, and he basically was saying that Kelly was asked about Boutte's availability, and he basically responded that he wasn't allowed to discuss Boutte and his availability because of he basically wasn't allowed to talk about it. So it was kind of like Kelly, not really a great cover art artist there.
Did he do it
With the accent?
with the accent?
Yeah.
Go Tags.
Yeah.
Take
don't know
this
why.
tiger dick.
God, I miss him so much.
Yeah, why isn't he there?
That guy's got to get a coaching job somewhere.
Is he just fucking Joe Burrow and Doug?
I don't know. I just love him so much.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we'll kind of keep an eye on that to see if it gets any traction or rails, because it's a train.
I mean, I'm sure that's in place because of Coach O.
Right?
Chip Kelly doesn't just show up and that's what's happening.
Right.
Coach O's talking, hey, you gonna go to the party? You going to the party? You gotta keep up. You gotta go party.
What happened here? Stay here. Now pull out that tiger dick.
Just out of curiosity, was Farmer Fran for Waterboy the original Coach O? Was he made after Coach O?
Had to have been.
I would say.
Because I don't really remember Ed Orgeron before.
The first
The Waterboy.
time I remember seeing him was like the movie The Blind Side.
Yeah.
'Cause he was
Oh, yeah.
at Ole Miss.
Yeah, he was Ole Miss. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's the first, because I wasn't into college football really. That was what, probably 08? That
Yeah,
movie?
something like that. Yeah.
That's the first I've seen of him.
Anyway, getting back to
Make the defense run sprints. Bang, bang.
So the national championship set. Right now, TCU's 13-point dogs. Over/under's been dropping from 64 to 62.5.
TCU can score, man.
They can score. I really think that this is. My heart is this is not going to be close.
No.
Georgia's going to win by 3 touchdowns or more.
Georgia looked like shit.
I mean, I would
against Ohio
take.
State.
Quite honestly, I would consider taking the under. I mean, I know it's 62.5, but I don't know if TCU is going to be able to score.
I think it'll end up being
I
like
wouldn't take
41
the
to 24 with some late garbage shit.
Yeah. So
It's
you think it's
going
going to
over.
be
I'd
the
take the
over?
over.
Take
I'd
the
hammer
over.
the over.
I mean, I'd definitely swallow on the points though with Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, 13 points is nothing. It's down to 12.5 in some books.
I hope it's not. I hope TCU comes out and plays like that.
Oh, I do too.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I do too.
Throw some Brian Jordan
Just
on all the
fucking
SEC
help
teams.
Max Duggan, boost his draft stock.
Oh yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
absolutely.
Because we all know Stetson Bennett's not getting.
Well, that's what you say.
Right.
You saw Max Duggan go what position in the draft?
I think he's my quarterback 6. He's fifth, sixth rounder. Probably.
Where's Stetson Bennett going then?
He's not getting drafted. He's not. He really is.
Is he going to come back for his 10th year?
Probably.
Okay.
He's gonna break his hand.
Him and Sean Clifford from PSU.
Yeah, the dude. Who's the dude in his 9th year of eligibility?
Oh yeah, I can't think. Who the fuck was that?
That's hilarious. Though.
Dude is literally like 28. And he still has like 3 years left of eligibility because injuries and COVID.
Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be Todd Beckman and fucking Stetson Bennett.
Brandon Weed will be the coach.
He's gonna leave college and immediately get Social Security.
Right. Yeah.
He's never even gonna have a job. He's never gonna put that.
Not gonna need one.
Right. So. All right. I want to go ahead and just go ahead and break it up here and get into our Crying Jordan segment right now. I'm going to start off. Mine is that stupid ass Mr. Pig or whatever, the Redskins mascot. Leave it up to Dan Snyder. General Wanker. What the hell's his name?
It was General Tutty.
General Tutty? Is that seriously it?
Yeah.
God, leave it up to Dan Snyder. I mean, you got Carson Wentz out there, and then you have to unveil this mascot. I know the whole hog history and stuff with the Redskins, but good God.
Why don't they just say fuck it and just make it the Washington Senators and retire fucking...
That's fine. Whatever.
Falco's number, put it in the rafters.
It'd be awesome.
It'd be right next to Doug Williams.
I might think of becoming a Senators fan.
Their kicker has to get a lit cigarette.
With a lit cigarette.
Oh.
Fucking awesome.
Oh. And I do have I have a 1 and 1B. My 1B is the Vikings, so I'll have to show this one to you.
Just hold my breath on that one.
What, the Vikings?
No. The other one that you sent us.
No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, but
Good Lord, yes. I feel so bad for the fans of Washington. Like, they should have just kept it the football team.
Are there even really fans, though?
They can't be anymore.
Their crowd was, 75% capacity?
Yeah, I read that too. Yeah.
And this is a must-win game?
Yeah.
That's shitty fan base.
It is. Well, getting into that, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this out here too. I was going to save this for the Brown segment, but so did you just have to see the post-game thing with Ron Rivera?
Oh, about how
not
he does it so, an elimination game? It's fucking insane.
We talk about quarterback next week. If you guys are eliminated today by what happens at 4 o'clock, is Sam Howell in consideration?
We can be eliminated.
Yeah, if the Packers beat the Vikings, then you guys are eliminated.
His team was going to be eliminated.
And he started Carson Wentz.
And he started Carson Wentz.
I've never been more of a fan of understand why he sucks of a coach in 1 year than Ron Rivera. They've been like,
Yeah, oink, oink.
God, dude.
All right, Ryan, what do you got?
Well, I'm gonna go Carson Wentz. I was gonna go Carson Wentz, but I think I'm gonna go Ron Rivera at this point.
Yeah.
For starting Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Right?
And not knowing they could be eliminated.
And then seeing the first half that ensued, and then still sticking with Carson Wentz.
Right.
And not knowing that it was an elimination game. That's the only thing that explains him not pulling him.
Well, and then that reporter there was, asking about the third stringer.
Who's going to start this week because they're eliminated.
Right,
Did you see that?
Right. But Ron didn't know that they had to win that game to stay in contention.
That's wild.
Well, there's probably not a lot of fucks being given around that whole organization.
Well, yeah, if you're only filling that stadium at 75% capacity. I mean...
You got a fucking pig running around the sideline. When your name is the Commanders, make it make sense.
Right.
Because our mascot makes sense.
That's true.
You're a fucking elf.
I know. Anyway,
and a dog.
Brandon, what do you got?
I'm gonna prematurely ecriolate, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw Mike Tomlin and all the Steelers fans into my crying Jordan. Because you're not going to make the fucking playoffs.
Oh, I love it.
Have
I
that
love
first
it.
losing season under Tomlin.
Yeah,
Oh,
the first
this
one
is-
ever.
If this is a time that we need to get
Oh,
up
we're
for
gonna-
a game, this is
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
This is it. And the Browns are 2.5-point dogs in this game too.
Really?
Yes. Yes, they're 2.5. That's a gross spread.
They literally barely beat the Ravens without Lamar Jackson.
I just don't. Here's my thing. Okay, so take the home field off of that. You put
We
Pittsburgh.
lost to the Ravens.
Okay, but you
With
put
Lamar Jackson.
put Pittsburgh and the Browns on a neutral field. Who's favoring that game?
The Browns.
That's pretty-
By how much?
Probably 3.5.
Then that spread's wrong. Then it's got to be wrong. Because
The
we
spread
should.
now?
Yeah, the spread right now. It's got to be wrong. If it's on a neutral, if they're getting 3 points for being at Asper Cream Stadium, then that spread's wrong, and the Browns should win by 3.
I think the Browns win by a whole.
At least 3.
Because
Well, what
we
I'm
can
saying is,
actually
I just
score
don't. I
touchdowns.
don't understand that spread at all. I just don't.
And it's not, yeah,
I don't know. That's an odd one.
I actually feel very confident in them going in and winning against Pittsburgh probably more than ever.
Yeah, I do too.
That's just not because we're good. Because Pittsburgh is not good.
Yeah.
They're not good.
And we're like lukewarm.
Yeah.
Well, I actually think that even though Pittsburgh's ahead of us and they still have a chance to make the playoffs, I still feel like we're a better team than they are.
Yeah,
We just are.
100%.
So that's just the way it is.
Deep
And
down, Steelers fans will tell you that.
yeah, and I that's why I still don't understand the spread. Even though, I guess that's what I'm saying is on a neutral, there's Vegas saying
It's
0.5
just
point.
history. Our record in that stadium is god awful.
Yeah, it's bad. Or is it recency bias? Is it the fact that the Browns are out of the playoffs and the Steelers pulled one out of their ass against the Ravens again?
Yeah, and people just they want to go strictly with the numbers with how Deshaun's been playing, and like last week I thought he played great,
Right.
especially in the second half.
Well, even the end of the Saints game, he played well.
Yeah, he did.
For negative temperatures, like,
Right.
you have 2 drop touchdown passes. That's not on him.
They were both dimes.
And it's probably not on the receivers either.
Right.
It's fucking negative 10 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally throwing a brick, and with numb hands, you're expected to catch it.
Right. Well, let's get into that a little bit. So Browns 24, Redskins 10. Watson, we just said it, leaps and bounds.
So that's our quarterback.
I mean, he
100%.
only 169 yards, but he made all of them count. 9 for 18, it's 50% there, but the 3 touchdowns all coming in the second half. And then, of course, just like you brought up, I do not understand the whole Carson Wentz start.
I get Taylor Heineke was a little flat, but
And he was, and I know that what were they? What they say they're 0-2
0-2-1 in the last 3 starts.
Yeah, with Heineke in December.
but still, he was what 5-3-1.
Yeah,
as a starter?
they basically got him to the point.
Carson
where they're
Wentz was 0
He was 2
Oh,
horrible. Horrible.
2 and 4. Okay.
Yeah, he was.
I knew he
Well,
was.
now he's 2 and 5. But
Yeah, he wasn't good.
He
So,
sucks, man.
Yeah,
He has the talent to be good. He just isn't. Like,
yeah, I don't know what happened either because it was like
those picks were.
MVP.
One of them was nice. Ward went up, climbed the wall, and got one.
yeah, he did. He did.
But the other 2
The other
were
ones,
bad.
he used to throw them into double coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, just bad throws. But I wish we got to play Carson Wentz every week. I really do. Because it makes our defense look good.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
Because,
honestly, their pass defense hasn't been horrible.
yeah, but
The run defense is, and they were actually decent yesterday.
Well, the fact we put up 24 is nice because the Redskins they're no slouch with their first
no,
four.
that first
No.
half people were
Right.
bitching about, like, Watson was running for his life.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that defense
And he
is
looked
killer
good.
for
I love the
Redskins.
design runs we're already getting in
Yeah.
on. It looks so good. It's made Kareem Hunt irrelevant in our offense.
They're not keeping him next year.
No, there's no way.
Well, I was going to get into that a little. What do you feel about Kareem Hunt?
He's
What's your
gone.
feel? I mean,
I love him.
Yeah, I love him.
2 carries reserve. Yeah, but he's just been steadily down. And I guess if I would have just made that push to trade him at the trade deadline, if you knew now what you knew then,
He's going to be down.
The thing is, like,
Sean.
he's probably fucked his value to the point where if they wanted to keep him, they probably could.
right,
But
and get him cheap.
just, you see the one run that, what's his name had, the rookie. finally got out there on
Jerome Ford.
Ford. It was like a 12-yard run.
Yeah.
But it also, like I said on Sundays, like every time that Hunt goes in there, they just don't give a fuck about run blocking.
No, they don't.
Like he always gets hit like 2 yards behind.
Every single time.
Like
he's only has what, like probably 5 rushes this year over 5 yards.
Something. I mean,
because the team doesn't give a fuck when he's in and they run the ball. They honestly don't.
Well, and I think it's almost like a trigger for the defense. Like, oh, they're gonna try to get him 6 to 10 carries. When he gets in there, if he lines up this way, they're gonna fucking run it.
So now, my question is this, and you're bringing it up about. It seems like our run defense, or our offensive line's not blocking for him. Is he a bad teammate in the locker room?
I don't think so.
I just think it's the NFL. They all take plays off, and that just when he's in running the ball is on a non-important. It's 3rd and 14. We know we're gonna fucking punt it, so they just hand it off to
the other thing, and the reason I bring that up is let's not forget that he was wanting to hold out before the season started.
Yeah, but I think everybody there got that.
Yeah.
Like either pay me or let me go somewhere so I can get paid.
Right.
Because he's already lost out on a shit ton of money for.
And he's still butthurt about not winning a Super Bowl with the Chiefs.
Oh, sure he is. Sure.
He's just he still wakes up and thinks about that every day.
Well, getting back to that Browns defense too. So I know that our defense looked pretty good. You brought up the pass defense, but I got to refresh your memory. The Redskins had a 21-play drive. Also, we could not get off the field. They basically took the whole damn second quarter. We could not get off the field.
Yeah, but I think the longest play on that drive was like 4 yards.
Right.
So they were just getting everything that they needed to.
Right, but they were still converting.
Yeah, but that was one drive.
Right, but that was a long drive. What they say there was 6 drives in the NFL for the entire season.
They got the ball in the second half and had a 3 and out.
Yeah, no. That's true. That's true.
Like they never really had like longer than a 3rd and 3 probably.
Right.
Those aren't that hard to convert.
The only thing that pissed me off, the play calling still pissed me off, but it's not like they're getting gashed. Like you're down the red zone. Why are you playing zone the way you're playing it? Like
you currently have 2 picks off of man coverage,
right?
And you're gonna play cover 2, and they just march right.
I'm just starting to wonder if Joe Woods knows what man coverage is.
He definitely does.
I've had my doubts.
You can't play it every down.
No, you can't. I get that.
But
But Ward is a
third and under 5. You have to play man coverage, or at least a variant of it.
Right. So the other thing is Nick Chubb once again 100-yard game, 140 yards to be exact on 14 carries, and Amari Cooper making the most of it. Man, 3 receptions, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 3 receptions.
Isn't he leading the league in touchdown receptions?
I don't know. You'd have to look that up. No, I wouldn't think so. I don't know. You can look that up, but Chubb, right? He has a chance to still get the rushing title now.
He's back like 160 yards.
He's probably not going to get that now. So I wasn't sure. I forgot to look how close he really was.
Especially against the Steelers. I mean, he might hit 100, but he's not going to go off.
Josh Jacobs is
right. Well, that's not really Chubb's MO either. I mean, unless
so Amari's 5th.
Okay.
I did see he was in front of Jefferson and Chase.
Tyreek.
Yeah, he's above Tyreek.
For touchdowns?
Yeah.
He is above Tyreek?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
But Devontae Adams has 14. I wasn't thinking about him. And Kelsey
scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
We figured Waller was out for 3/4 of the season, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I like Renfro, but he's generally not breaking shit to get in the
he just got back.
Yeah, that's true. That too.
Yeah, Carr's still gonna throw for 4,000 yards, and they didn't have Waller and Renfro almost all year.
Right.
So Devontae has been silently eating.
Yeah. And you don't really hear much about him either. I mean,
because they suck.
They're terrible. Right. So
that dude has still been going the fuck off.
Anything else you want to bring up about the Browns game? My other point was this, and I said it to you guys during the game too, was I felt like that drive where he ended with the DPJ touchdown, that was probably his most impressive drive thus far for me that I've seen this season.
One thing I love that I've noticed so far, I never really watched Deshaun in Houston or anything, but dude, he's like Hines Ward. He's always fucking smiling. He loves that he's out there playing football.
That's
he's
a great
tapping
point.
up everybody on the defense.
That's a great point.
He fucking loves being there.
That's a great point.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love seeing that.
I do too. And it has to be an uplift for all your teammates.
I'm a Browns fan, but Hines Ward's one of my favorite players ever.
Yeah.
Because that dude just loved to play football.
Right.
I hate that fucking smile.
I'm sure you do.
I hope Steelers fans hate him like hate John Watson one day, like I hated Hines Ward.
Right. All right. Steelers 16, Ravens 13. Steelers still in the hunt for the last wild card spot. Kenny Pickett, we still talked about it. 56 seconds left. Threw a pass to Najee Harris for the go-ahead score.
Weird. I feel like that's all he does. Just check down.
Yeah.
And another game without an interception.
Good job, Kenny.
I didn't watch the end of that game, but I'm in a group text with a bunch of Steelers fans.
Right.
And they're just bragging about, oh, that wasn't even a check down. And I'm like, the fact that you have to
What, a
fucking
2-yard
say
pass?
that is bad.
Wasn't it a 2-yard pass?
I have no idea.
I think
I didn't watch it. I fell asleep.
So 15 for 27, not blowing the doors off here. He had 168 yards. I mean, Watson had 169, not to compare each, but I mean, they were really pretty close, except for the fact that Watson had 3 touchdown passes and Peck had 1 at the end of the game.
And didn't sit on the sideline for an entire quarter.
Yeah. So, Steelers going to meet the Browns at Asper Cream Stadium this final week.
That's really their stadium name?
No, it's not. You sure? But I call it Asper Cream.
I was like, that's fun. You bet if it's Asper Cream.
Yeah, I kind of renamed it Asper Cream Stadium. So they need the Bills to beat the Pats and the Jets over the Dolphins to get in, along with beating the Browns.
The Bills probably aren't. They're going to rest everybody.
I would think.
Especially if this past game doesn't count.
Right. Yeah, I don't even know how that's going to work because Kansas City has to play the Raiders, so that should be a W there. And they may not even need that game depending on how this situation is going to work out, with the Bills-Bengals game from Monday night. But it would ultimately, what I would really love to see, is the Pats beat the Bills. And I would like to see the Dolphins beat the Jets. And then it comes down to us just beating them.
Well, no, they need the Bills to win.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So yeah, you want the Bills.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Bills to beat the Pats.
Yes.
You're right. I read that wrong.
Yeah.
For it to come down to the Cleveland game would be awesome.
It would be that would just...
That's what it's supposed to be, ain't it?
Yeah.
And it's all divisional games in the NFL this week, too. I mean, NFL's really smart about how they schedule. They've done that the last few years.
Well, they flexed the Packers-Lions game to Sunday night.
Yeah. Oh, did they?
Which is awesome.
That is good. Get it up close and personal with Dan Campbell. It's going to be fantastic.
You gotta have grit.
I just want to see. I mean, is it possible just to get kind of like a Manning cast, but instead of having the Manning brothers on the split screen, have Dan Campbell the entire game?
That'd be fucking awesome.
And then the game on the other part of the split screen.
Oh, that's shit.
I just want that. I want that so bad. So, all right. Getting on the way here. Packers 41, Vikings 17. Kirk Cousins, I know you guys hate me for this, but man, Kirk Cousins doing Kirk Cousins shit, man. 3 picks, and he had 2 fumbles, lost 1. 205 yards, so basically he accounted for 4 turnovers, and he also threw a pick 6. 49.2 rating, and Jair Alexander.
I love it.
Just so I'm gonna bring that. I gotta bring that up, but you're probably living under a rock if you didn't see this video. But
him gritty.
Oh yeah.
Fuck it.
Incomplete, and that was Alexander who broke it up. Oh, he's got a little gritty right next to.
Going to the ref like.
Yeah, look at this guy. Yeah. So.
I heard it all week long. Week 1 was a fluke. You wanted this one-on-one.
I was able to follow him. I was able to go to his side all game. And, I'm the type of person I'm going to match intensity. So that's what I did all night. I mean, hats off to him. He's still my top 3 receivers. He's still a great receiver. But I'm confident in myself. And I said what I said, and I meant what I said.
I mean, now I'm just happy that, TikTok has subtitles.
Yeah.
because that's like trying to listen to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, I think they're brothers. So I'm pretty sure of it. But Alexander, I got to give it to him. Holden Jefferson, 1 catch for 15. The biggest thing for me is, though, Kirk Cousins is going to have to throw tight windows.
Yeah, Jair's good, but it was a bad Kirk Cousins.
That was a very, very bad Kirk Cousins game, and that just goes to show you
for all that.
Going into the playoffs, any team, and I'm going to bring this up too, Minnesota, they got, listen to these, the teams that are going to be in the playoffs here. So they got beat by Dallas 40-3. They had a last-second field goal to beat the Giants 27-24. They should have lost to the Bills. Got beat by the Eagles 24-7. And had to have that miraculous comeback against the Colts. Of course, Colts aren't making the playoffs. But you put all that together, and right now I think they might. Are they lining up to play? No, that would probably be second row. Yes, and I think that they maybe second round would have to play San Francisco. Maybe.
To me, Dallas and
Dallas is playing Tampa, I think.
Well, I know, but Dallas and Minnesota are the same team to me.
Really?
I don't think they have it at all.
Really?
They're going to get washed in the first round. I bet Tom Brady beats the shit out of the Cowboys.
Really?
And he's played like shit, other than this past week.
Yeah, he lit it up this week.
He did. He did lit it up.
The perfect time.
Light it up. Yeah, he did.
Dallas,
See, I don't see it.
Dallas just isn't it. Every time, this is the only good win they have is against the other team that's also not it.
Not it. Yeah. Well,
I'm still sticking with 49ers. I think.
Really,
I think it's 49ers, Eagles for the NFC.
And we covered this, 2-3 weeks back. But I kind of tend to agree with you. I think Niners are the team to beat because I don't
with a third-string quarterback.
Right,
Which
and
is
that's what gave me hesitation. When we were comparing, who do we think is going to come out? And it was Dallas for me. But now I just think Dak Prescott is a liability.
He doesn't have it.
So, and then you also have to deal, then you have to start, then they played that Jacksonville game. Jacksonville, that defense just put 500 yards up on Dallas's defense. Jacksonville did.
Yeah.
I think I have a tendency to agree with you. Do I think they're going to get beat by Tampa Bay? No. I think Tampa Bay is going to get spanked. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't think it's. Yeah, Tampa Bay's defense is not good. It's not good, and they don't have a running game. I mean, Tom Brady's consistently throwing 40-plus passes a game.
That's what he did.
Fournette's not
the year
good.
he won a Super Bowl.
I don't know. What do you think, Ryan?
Prescott every day.
I don't know.
No.
I could see. I mean, usually the team that gets in the playoffs that is 500 or below, they have like a winning record.
They do
in the first round.
They do. You have a good point. Sean Payton brought that up earlier this week.
Yeah, but
Sean Payton, the future coach of Tom Brady.
I think Dallas is the better team. They're going to go in there and win.
I think so too. That's just my feeling. I don't.
They could Dallas it up and lose it though.
They could play a Jacksonville game and then Prescott, throws a pick six and they ended up winning. I mean, it could be. So Rodgers this game 15-24 didn't have to do a whole lot, of course, because the defense just played really outstanding for Green Bay.
That is wild. They scored 41. He
Yeah.
only had 160 yards passing.
Yeah. He had a touchdown plus a rushing touchdown, and then the Tunyon and Dylan Booth with touchdowns there. So the Packers at 8-8 basically control their own destiny. So they're playing that, just like you said, they're flexing that game into Sunday night.
Well, they showed the playoff percentages.
Yeah.
They have not Miami, Seattle in.
Right.
With a 16% chance. And then they have Detroit below them with 19%, and then the Packers below them with 68%.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So they're technically in ninth place, but have the best chance because they play Detroit.
Right.
And they have the tiebreaker, I guess, over Seattle.
So Detroit has to win and have Seattle lose.
Yes.
Yes. But Green Bay
Packers just have to win.
Right.
That's it.
I'm rooting for Detroit.
So am I. 100%.
Because Green Bay gets in, they're not beating anybody.
No? Now, see, I feel like,
They'll lose
to
to San
me, like
Francisco.
the way
For
that
sure. Like they always
the
do.
way that you feel,
Right.
in all seriousness, the way you feel about Tom Brady in Tampa is the way I feel about Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
It's
When they get
definitely
in the
viable.
playoffs, I really do.
But Aaron Rodgers consistently does lose.
159
He
yards
does.
and a
You're
touchdown.
right. You're right. You're right. I mean, you're right. I mean, he only had 159
That's the
yards.
difference in our feelings. Is Tom Brady threw for like 454,
Right.
and
True.
4 touchdowns.
That's true. That's true. But that's because he had to.
That's
Where
true.
he was playing Kirk Cousins and he stumped
But
it up.
even when Rodgers has had to this year, he hasn't done shit.
No.
He
No.
just blames it on which.
And he's had. He'd probably have to look this up, but he may have more turnovers this year than he's ever had in his
Oh,
career.
for
11.
sure.
He had 11 picks.
Yeah.
Which
Or at least
is
since
the
his
last time he had 11
first
picks
year starting
was
or whatever.
2011, and
They won a Super Bowl.
they won a Super Bowl.
Anyway.
He also looked a lot better that year than
He also
did.
had talent.
All right, getting into that Bucks game, we were talking about that too. Bucks 30, Panthers 24.
I thought the fucking Panthers was about to come back and win that game.
Well, the Panthers were leading, so the Bucks scored 20 points in the fourth quarter to win. And we talked about this. Brady 34 for 45. And every game, I mean, his attempts are in the 40s. You know, I think he's hit 50 maybe a couple times this year. But Mike Evans finally breaking out a little bit. 3 touchdowns and 10 receptions for 207 yards. But here's my thing with Dallas, with Tampa Bay, and how bad their defense has gotten. Sam Darnold 23 for 47, 341 yards and 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers, and we know Sam Darnold's not good.
Coming into this game, didn't Carolina win like 3 straight or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, they played well. Steve
Yeah,
Wilkes.
they did.
Yeah.
Steve Wilkes is a good coach. I like
Once
when
they
he was
got
here.
past their Achilles heel, Baker Mayfield.
Right.
He seems to
Like,
do
oh,
And
DJ Moore
and Matt
can't
Rule,
catch passes.
is Matt Rule and Baker Mayfield together was just a loser.
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think Baker probably was a very large part of that. But.
So Bucks have a chance to have, it's like you said, the Bucks have a chance to have a losing record potentially if they lose this weekend because they've already clinched the division. They could be 8-9 and
They're
host a
probably
playoff
gonna
game.
lose.
Yeah, who are they playing this weekend?
I don't know.
I
They're
can't
just
remember.
gonna rest everybody though. You gained nothing.
The Falcons, I think maybe
You
because
gained-
it's all division games. They've played the Saints. I think it might be the Falcons.
But they gained nothing by starting and winning. So why the
Yes.
fuck would
Right,
you not
it's
sit
the Falcons.
everybody?
Yeah, I think the Falcons are favored too, so that tells me they're going to set their starters.
Yeah, they
So-
have nothing to gain.
Right. They have, that's right. That's right. So, and of course, if you've been living under a rock this week, on the Monday night game, this is all over everybody. Anybody that follows sports and people that don't follow sports know about DeMar Hamlin in the situation there where he basically stood up. And I was watching this live. I didn't know what was going on at the time. I thought maybe he took a hit, almost like maybe like a boxer, like maybe he had a bleed on the brain or something they didn't know about. And that just small collision caused him to just pass out on the field. Then Joe Buck came back. It was so weird to me because they kept coming back from commercial break. And finally, like the third time, I think, is when Joe Buck said that they were administering CPR to DeMar Hamlin on the field. And I'm like, what? What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
So you knew that at the time. Then, of course, right now, we were talking about before we started the pod, the only thing that I know of right now is that he's in critical condition but stable. At least what the Buffalo tweet account sent out. I probably have kind of an unpopular opinion here. Could probably get some hate on this, but that's okay.
Like vaccine
I'm kind
talk,
of
or
I'm not even going to go there. Although, that's another whole situation. But it basically is the thing with Skip Bayless and his tweets, and he's just been getting all kinds of shit. And the Twitter mob has been coming at him all week because of the tweets he was making actually during the game and during the actual time that DeMar Hamlin was on the field. I'm not a Skip Bayless stan, but I think that it was taken out of context, and even the final tweet that he had where he was basically saying that it was irrelevant, although the earlier part of the tweet was talking about he didn't know how the NFL was going to, what they were going to do here, because there basically wasn't enough time in the season to try to get this game in.
Yeah.
But then he ends the tweet with, but it seems to be irrelevant at this point. And then he's just been, I mean, Shannon Sharp didn't even show up to the studio yesterday. It was basically the Skip Bayless show.
It's because of all the media hate that's came in.
Yeah.
Shannon's not allowed to fucking go.
Yeah.
If he does, then he's piggybacking this asshole.
Right.
Which
Right.
isn't an asshole.
No.
The biggest mistake he made was just tweeting too early.
Yeah.
Yes.
If he would have waited 2 hours, exactly what he said, it would have been
Right.
fine.
Well, and I also think, you know, when they were breaking away during commercial break, and it's like, I almost felt like, why don't you guys show something else? Because Schefter and Burger McFarland were there, and it's like, what are they going to say?
That's all you can say.
You're literally like putting them in a horrible spot. You
Yeah.
can
Right.
only say something that'll make you look like an
Correct.
asshole.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
All you can do at that point is just pray on live TV.
Right.
That's the only way you're not going to look like an asshole.
Right. But I'm defending Skip. I'm going to defend Skip Bayless on this.
Yeah, I would
I
too.
absolutely am. Now, my other point is this: the NFL is a business. Okay, so for them to not get this game in, and I understand, you know, how bad this is with DeMar Hamlin and all that, but to not get this game in and have implications that's going to affect all the seeding. And I know people, oh, it's bigger than football, it's bigger than football. Okay, that's fine. But you're also affecting all the players from all these teams and all this playoff seeding and what could happen and what could not happen. The NFL's in a sticky situation here.
Yeah.
And to me, after thinking about this for a while, I honestly believe that both teams should get a loss. Not a tie, not a win. I think both teams should get a loss. And my reasoning behind it is because you saw both coaches get together. You saw the teams and what they did. The teams decided to not play the game.
Right.
So
Yeah,
to me,
they wouldn't-
it's
even
only
if-
fair to give them both a loss.
Even if Goodell was there and he says, no, we're not finishing in this game, get back on the field, all the players are just going to sit there and take a knee.
Right.
They're not going to fucking play.
Right.
So, shitty situation. What happened with him sucks. It's
Right.
fucking horrible. But you chose to not play.
Right. So you have to me, you have to take the loss. I think you have to take a loss. Both teams have to take a loss. And you can't say, well, the Bengals were leading. Well, there's 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah.
It was 7-3. No,
It's
you
not
can't just
a
give
game
them
at
a
all.
win. And then there's
It's a terrible situation.
It
but
is a terrible situation.
It has to be handled.
It does.
Ultimately.
Or play on Tuesday and move the next game up another day.
Yeah, and then see, you're also affecting the teams. You're affecting Baltimore playing Cincinnati for potentially the division. You're affecting the Bills and how their seeding could come out with a win or loss. Although it could all be a wash if Kansas City takes care of business.
It's only happening because of the two teams that were playing. If the Bills were playing the Cardinals, it wouldn't fucking matter.
Right.
Who cares?
Right. Absolutely. So, and I think that's also what has caused all this controversy and all the media and the Twitter hate and all this, and people wanting to blame. If it wasn't such an important game, I mean, I had this game circled like 3 weeks ago. I wanted to watch this game so bad, and then to see something like this happen. But do you push back the entire NFL? Do you push back the Super Bowl to the third week of February to try to get this game in?
No, you don't even have to do that. They have a fucking whole month break till the Super Bowl.
Right.
You could definitely make it happen. It's just gonna fuck a lot of people over.
Yeah. But then you also have to think about this too. You have to think about people that have already reserved hotel rooms in certain cities, thinking that they're going to play and the amount of money that's going on there. And like I said, the other players and potentially their playoff bonuses and where they're going to be playing.
I mean, you can move the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And then not have them.
Nobody gives a shit about the Pro Bowl.
Right.
Anyways.
And you could do that.
And nobody that's pretty much a part of either of these teams is going to be in the Pro Bowl anyways.
So, I mean,
because they're making deep playoff runs.
The only thing you could do, I mean, obviously week 18 games have to go, would be to then just have a complete league bye before the playoffs start, and then that would be the only game for that week.
Yeah.
I heard something about them maybe playing the NFC wild card and the AFC be off. And they play the Bills-Bengals game that week. Then the next week is the AFC wild card.
And then the NFC has a bye.
The NFC has a bye, and then they go into the divisional round.
Yeah.
Okay. But go ahead.
There's a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen so far, the NFL is just going to not do it.
That's just a lot of shifting around, like you said, if you have tickets.
I mean, think about all the shifting and shit that we had to do during COVID, though. You know what the NFL had to do. But you had a lot of time, and I understand because there's not much time
left. And they didn't do shit at the end of the year. That's why they're like, yeah, we weren't fucking testing during the playoffs.
But I think
they didn't want to fucking.
They don't want Tom Brady out.
I think right now, and this speaks to what I was talking about, was the NFL is scared. They're scared to make them play this game.
Scared, Jim.
At any time.
They're scared.
Because they're afraid of what everybody's going to say.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's what it's coming down to.
The best course of action for them is for them to just not play.
Yep. Right. But you still have to do something.
You count it as a wash.
It counted as a wash or not a game played?
That's...
Yeah.
If I was Roger Goodell, then, yeah, it's a wash. You're going to end up with 16 games you played this year.
Yeah, then
so
you just go your seeding by your winning percentage.
Right, that's the other thing people talk about doing too, is by the winning percentage.
Well, that's what they do anyways.
Right. So
there is a lot of implications of not finishing this game, though.
Yes.
There's a lot of money left on the table.
Yep.
For a lot of people.
Yep. And you're saying the things that nobody wants to talk about either.
Well, yeah,
and just
because I'm an asshole. What happened to the kid is horrible. It sucks.
It is.
But football still goes on.
But it's...
And once again,
if this happens at a regular fucking job,
correct. And
the
I already
people
said
get put back to work.
Yes,
like
they do. They do.
The NFL is just so glorified and televised that, oh my God, this happened. Like, bitch, this shit happens all day, every day, everywhere.
Yes.
It sucks it happened on TV, but that's the only reason people fucking care about it.
Right.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about the 6 minors that died today.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nobody.
18 kids got kidnapped today for sex trafficking. Nobody cares.
Nobody's taking the siesta for work.
This is America. After a while, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just going to start taking prayer moments at work.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I stepped on a bug on the way in.
Yeah.
Sober Shabbos.
I need to pray.
So, the other thing is I wanted to get into, or kind of our last segment here was, of course, Ohio opened up to sports betting here on January 1st, 12:01. Pete Rose, and I love this.
Yeah,
so Pete Rose made the first official Ohio bet at 12:01 a.m. for the Reds to win the World Series, and the Reds are projected somewhere in the 60s for the win column. I mean, just an absolute.
God, if they would.
I mean, I don't even know what the odds were. I have to look that up, but it has to be astronomical.
Oh, yeah.
You know, to make that bet. So, what I thought we'd kind of do here is I'm just going to throw out a prop bet here. So, this is just a team total prop bet. So, by the way, you can go over to my bookie, who, you know, miraculously was open before January 1st.
They've been around it.
Yeah, they've been open for me for 4 or 5 years.
You just have to open a bank account in Venezuela.
Exactly.
Don't talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I really like this. This is a 4-leg parlay. Browns over 20.5 points against the Steelers. Browns money line went out right. Steelers under 21.5 points, and I really like that half-point hook there. That's really what did that one for me.
They could easily score.
Yeah, and over 40.5 points for the total. The game pays plus 650.
That's
so
pretty solid.
I already put that in. I mean, I put 10 on, just 10 on that
have
one.
the Steelers scored over 21.5 at all this year?
Well, that's my thing. I was actually going to go
That's
back
like
and look at
that's like
history.
an easy given one.
Right.
Like you just are getting a free part of your parlay.
I kind of feel like that too. That's a freebie. But I really like that under 21.5. Especially that half point. That half point's really what did that one for me when I was putting that one together. But yeah, it pays plus 650 there. So basically $65 on a $10 bet.
Yeah. Sweet.
Like it.
I like all those. Those could easily hit.
Anything you guys really looking at this weekend?
I didn't research anything.
No.
So.
I was kind of looking at the Kansas City Raiders game too. I was looking at some of those props there. Of course, last weekend I put one. I think it was over 1.5 touchdowns for I think it was 5 different quarterbacks. And Kirk Cousins is the one that screwed me. So thanks again, Kirk Cousins, you asshole.
I took some of the free FanDuel money and I think I sent it to you, the 9-player touchdown parlay.
Yeah.
I got 5 of them, and the 4 that I didn't get were the 4 that I would have absolutely locked in getting a touchdown, which was A.J. Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. James Conner scored a touchdown.
Yeah, he's been, absolutely. He's been scoring.
He didn't conveniently when I bet on him, of course. And I forget what the 4th one was. But all my questionable guys hit. And DPJ hit, Zay Jones hit.
So Mark, who's not with us tonight, he sent me one over last weekend. It was he put a parlay across all the games going on last weekend of at least every team scoring a touchdown, and Houston let him down. And blew his parlay for him.
That sucks.
So, anyway, anything else you guys want to get into?
Yeah, D-Mitch, 71.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, and the miraculous drug testing right after that, right?
Yeah, the next morning.
Because he's in Cleveland?
Yeah, because, a shred of something good happened.
Yeah, he's got to be on something.
Yeah. Was that the Bulls?
Mm-hmm.
It's the Bulls game.
And at the end of regulation, he fucking threw a goddamn the basket off. Like he had a free throw. They were down by 2.
Okay.
So he fucking threw it off, got his own rebound.
Unfortunately, I haven't watched a speck of basketball yet.
Yeah.
I haven't.
And he fucking balled out.
That's just a cool.
Yeah,
he's number 8.
8 and 11.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's number 8 all time for a single game, but Kareem Wilt is 5 of the other ones. So.
Wow. Right.
Yeah, like Kobe had 81.
In Will's defense, he was always light on his feet.
Yeah.
He was scoring on and off the court.
Yeah, he definitely was. Yeah, I saw a conspiracy theory about the 100-point game.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's no video of it at all. There's no pictures of The only picture is him holding a sign that says 100.
I remember that. Yeah, I know that picture.
I have no idea if it's real or not, but the conspiracy video I watched was cool to see.
So there's
maybe it didn't happen.
There's no old reels of it or anything.
Nothing.
I mean, I'd like to try to find
How
that.
many times he hit like 70 and 80 though? You got.
It could be believable for sure.
Because that was like early in his career when there was even more white people and shorter people.
Yeah, you're just you're at work one day in the mailroom and you're just like, fuck, I gotta go play this guy named Wilt Chamberlain.
I'm R6.
He's really good.
I'm getting a free day off work tomorrow.
I'm 6'2", so I'm the center. I get to. Wilt's gonna score 100 and get 58 rebounds tonight.
I'm gonna literally feel his ball sack.
Yeah. And then you always have the people too that are talking about, well, there was no 3-point arc back then. Wilt Chamberlain wasn't shooting threes anyway. He was just under the basket eating.
That night he shot 50 of 60 from the floor.
With another 38 foul shots.
Right. Oh. All right. So we did a little giveaway last week. We went ahead and put everybody's name that shared our podcast last week in a special little randomizer before we started the pod tonight. But the winner of our Rawdawgers Sportscast t-shirt is Mr. Brian Brush. So if you want to go ahead and hit us up, we'll go ahead and get that out to you. And we appreciate everybody, seriously, everybody sharing this podcast. I mean, we have to have you guys go ahead and share this. And we're probably going to do this again. Maybe we'll do something getting closer to Super Bowl time. Something, we'll come up with something. Some kind of giveaway or something we're going to do. So continue to share. We really appreciate everything. Ryan, got anything to add?
Like, share, subscribe here on YouTube.
We could raffle up a football, just a little bit deflated. And we'll just say it's a Tom Brady football.
Sure, perfect. We got it right back there.
They'll just believe
it's right at Jordan's feet.
Deflation.
Okay. Well, I guess that's going to take care of it for us tonight. Once again, everybody, thank you for sharing and following us, subscribing on YouTube. Rawdawgers out.
Rawdawgers out.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was a terrible idea. To try to just have the strap on the back. So, if you are bored, you can watch me adjust this at minimum 100.
I want to know how much the table.
Oh, I was moving the table.
I was literally at one point sitting
I think
back
I'm halfway.
Like this.
I was watching, but I think I'm halfway.
I was looking at you. I was like,
for me.
No, it didn't.
I think I was halfway off the screen the entire time. I'm looking at myself now. I didn't realize it. But I think I was like halfway
well, you started back here. Dude.
That's awesome. Literally, what is the coolest part is nothing changed for me. I just did this.
Well, I kept looking at you like, are you not seeing this? I'm like,
well, I was moving it. I felt myself moving. I was pulling it back a couple times, but damn.
It is very far over because we were nowhere close to not being able to walk right there.
Right.
And now you can't.